The EU has decided there are no concerns with the Juniper Networks being acquired by HPE. Huh, that's interesting. According to a report released last week, the Commission doing the investigation decided that the merger would not significantly reduce the competition in the networking market. This analysis was developed by, helped by the fact that HPE and Juniper are not the closest of competitors, according to investigators. The deal is not expected to be analyzed by China due to its falling below an investigation threshold, leaving the U.S. Federal Trade Commission at the last hurdle. This is interesting because, Tom, the FTC has been cracking down or trying to crack down on big tech mergers. What went wrong here? Or what's going on here?
To me, when I read through the article, this felt like one of those horribly backhanded compliments, like, oh, you are way too pretty to be that smart. Like, that's honestly one of the things that kind of drove me nuts about this thing. I mean, a friend of mine actually shared this news as soon as it came out. And one of the things that I look at is, first of all, you got to remember that, there's obviously a number one player in this market. And let's be fair, we all know who it is. It's Cisco. I would say that number two has been contested for a while. If we're talking about specifically in the wireless market, that would be, Juniper has been fighting very hard since the Mist acquisition. Aruba has had a pretty good hold there. I mean, you've got other players like Extreme, you've got some up-and-comers like Arista and Ruckus. But realistically speaking, when a major regulatory body comes to you and says, number two could buy number three or number four, depending on how you look at it, and there will not be any material impact competition into this market, that has to sting. Like, that would be like if Freddie and Jason teamed up to take on Michael Myers and everyone's like, yeah, Michael's not going to lose. That hurts. But I think that what this clearly signals, though, is that this is not going to get any kind of review. So if you look ahead, this isn't even going to be looked at by the Chinese because the Chinese have a certain threshold for the dollar amounts in order for them to take a look at it. This isn't anywhere close to that. This is a significant investment. Don't get me wrong. This is not chump change. It's just not the kind of money that would force the Chinese to look at it because these two companies are not very big in China because of all of the networking machinations that we've seen over the years. Now, if Cisco was buying one of these two companies, probably Juniper, that would materially reduce the amount of competition in the market. And I think that the regulators would take a look at that. So the question is then, does the US FTC decide to take a look at this? I don't think they are. Now, again, I'm not a financial analyst or a soothsayer, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I don't think that this is going to be something that's going to really raise the alarms over there. This is not an Activision Blizzard. This is not an NVIDIA ARM. This is two networking companies that kind of aren't direct competitors buying each other. I mean, when you think about it, other than their wireless space, they don't really overlap a whole lot. I mean, yes, HPE Aruba makes networking equipment, and yes, Juniper does. But Juniper's big cash cow is something that HPE Aruba doesn't compete in. Sure, the campus is a little bit of an overlap, but is it really? Like, I'm optimistic, obviously. Like, I've worked with both of these companies over the years. I have good relationships with both of their teams. I think this is going to be a net win for everybody because it makes there be a clear number two in the market with a lot of support for a lot of advanced new technologies like Wi-Fi 7 or, security. I mean, literally all you got to do is go watch all the videos that we posted from HP Discover this year and just imagine all of that with Marvis. And you kind of see where people are going to be coming from. Again, bullish, optimistic, but that's just how it goes.